channel. Happens to be a chiropractor here in the area that we're camped in the St. George, Utah area. And that's my innards right there. He just x-rayed me, so we're about to... yeah, sir. We need to discuss what happened to my cabinet door when we were gone to St. George. Just got an email that was sent through my website from someone named Joanne Knight. Says they noticed that I've parked my converted ambulance at the Monarch Town Center and that is prohibited for overnight parking. So can you believe that they're sending all people on this detour?
Yeah.
How many Honda Civics are going off the side of this thing?
I know, buddy. I am such a knucklehead.
I just overflowed it's the second time I've done this in the last week. I swear I just checked the water level and it was only for a long time. I've helped a lot of people jumpstart their vehicles with my GT3000. Stick around because in a minute I'm going to tell you how you can win a GT3000. In fact, okay. Hold on, puppy. I gotta record my excitement with this.
Oh, hush. Come on. Come here. Come here.
Come this way, Left. Hey, I know you hear me. Come here. Lefty. 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 Come on. Come on. There, I incentivized you. Come on. Round this way. There you go. Hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. This is his morning backyard. That's a puppy. Went into town today with Bobby and I stopped at the post office because I had a general delivery item. Look at this birthday card that Tina sent. Happy birthday, Lefty. Don't huff and puff, just sneeze to blow out the candles. You know, because he's a famous sneezer. And that's not Lefty. It's a dog that looks a lot like him, but so this is a terrific card. It's actually a usable postcard. So thank you, Tina, for sending that. This is awesome. And that's a great picture of a dog that looks so similar to him. I could tell right away because of the spots are wrong. That's how I identify Lefty from other dogs that look similar to him in photos, is the spots. He has specific black spots, and this dogs are a little bit different, but it looks very similar to Lefty. And this is a great postcard. Thank you, Tina.
Yeah. I know, buddy. I am such a knucklehead.
I just overflowed it's the second time I've done this in the last week. I swear I just checked the water level and it was only like 2 inches. So when I do that and I see the water levels low, I kind of put it out of my mind because it takes me some days to fill up this. It's like a 4.5 gallon container, and it takes me some days to fill that. But out here, I've been using more water because I have easy access to more water. Bobby's got that 20-gallon jug, and we take that each time we go into town, and we're able to come back with 20 gallons, which he's more than willing to let me get. I think his water on board is like 55 gallons, so he doesn't always need. To summarize, I'm using more water than I normally would because I can get more water easily, and the water's free, actually. I should mention that. Not that that's a huge deal, but the Chevron station, I think it's Chevron, it's 2 miles when you get off of the dirt road onto pavement and you turn right to head in towards Hurricane. It's 2 miles to the filling station, and they have free drinking water that they let you fill up with. Really nice place. They got really good ice cream, and there's a little coffee shop out in the parking lot, cute little building that has really good coffee too. So it's a win-win-win. Free water, good ice cream, and good coffee just 2 miles down the road. And I'm sorry if you're looking at my butter right now, but I haven't done this in a while, so I know you miss it. So there it is, my butter. I always notice it because all of a sudden I'll see a water, like a stream. It overflows the jug and starts running. I caught it before it hit Lefty's little throw rug there. I caught it and was able to stop it all, and I gave the jug a nice cleaning, so we're all good. We're good to go. But I'm a knucklehead, way more so than this guy. It's okay, buddy. It's alright. You're alright. He just didn't make it coming up the steps, and his front paw hit the full water bowl and dumped it down the stairs. He got sloshed all down his side, and he kind of was half up and half down, so I grabbed him and pulled him the rest of the way up. He just slipped. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. It's okay. It's alright. So this is like a little pond right here, so I gotta do a cleanup real quick. I don't know if you can see, it's all wet. This was a full bowl. I had just filled it. And he just had a little misstep. Nothing more than that. You didn't do anything wrong, buddy. You're okay. These are the magic rags that Bobby supplies me with. I think he purchased 25,000 of these. And they're just a mysteriously awesome material, whatever they're made out of. They're made from if I'm right in what he told me, they're made for hospitals. And this batch or whatever had some kind of manufacturing flaw, so they were sold off, and he bought them, the whole lot. Like I said, 25,000 of them. He brought me one or two like a few years ago and said, here, try these rags, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are the best things I've ever used. So each subsequent year when he comes to camp and he sees me for the first time, he comes walking over with a bundle. He brings me another half a dozen or so of them, and they're so absolutely useful everywhere. I'm wiping down the refrigerator cover. I'm sure you can hear. They just they don't leave any lint at all. That's the key feature of them, and that's whatever this material is. So I use them. You can wet one up like I just did and use it to wipe down, and you're not leaving behind any rag debris or I mean, you know how, like, if I did this with paper towels, there'd be pieces of paper towels all over the place. But these things don't leave any kind of debris behind. I'm just going to hang that there on the pull bar for the door and let it dry. They dry very rapidly. And one thing Bobby says is never put them in the dryer, because they shrink up to the size of like a pack of cigarettes. They just go like, hi puppy,
Hello. You okay? You're a good boy. You're a half-wet good boy.
So y'all know that I've been carrying a GOOLOO booster pack for a long time. I've helped a lot of people jumpstart their vehicles with my GT3000. Stick around because in a minute I'm going to tell you how you can win a GT3000. In fact, my GT3000, because I'm going to be giving it away because I have their new GT6000. This is brand new from GOOLOO. Let's take a look at it real quick and see what the specs are. Okay, so right off the bat, it's heavier than the 3000. It looks dang near identical. Here's my 3000, there's the 6000. Which one is which? So this has their same 100 watt super fast charger, and I'll tell you, these things will charge so fast. If you use their charger, you plug this in to your cigarette lighter and it will push 100 watts to this thing, which is very fast. So same giant alligator clips that the 3000 has, high quality, same thing. They also include a USB-C charging cable, same cigarette lighter style adapter. So this can be plugged in on the end, and then you can plug in any device that uses the 12 volt socket like this. So you can use this to charge up other devices. And then you have a USB-C to USB-C also for charging this from a USB-C outlet. So you've got A to C and C to C for charging purposes. So they have this rated with a 6,000 amp peak output current. And its DC output can do 15 volts at 10 amps. So you can use this, and I used to use my 3000 to power a little air compressor when I was pumping up my airbags in the back. So for things like that, these are awesome. So not just for jump starting a vehicle, but you can plug all kinds of devices in there. You can charge your phone. You can do all kinds of things because you've got all kinds of plugs on the end here. So not just for jumping cars, but you can do all kinds of stuff and run all kinds of devices. So this is rated to jumpstart up to a 12-liter diesel engine. Yes, a 12-liter diesel engine. My GT3000 was rated up to 8-liter diesel, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put a correction on the screen. But this one is rated for all gas engines, no size limit on gas engines, and up to a 12-liter diesel engine. This is spec'd to crank. So I'll put the links down in the video description for the GT6000, brand new from GOOLOO. I'm sure it's just as high quality as the GT3000. I've had the GT3000 for at least a couple years, maybe 3 years. A lot of you have bought GOOLOO products after seeing me talk about them because they're built really well. So if you're interested in the GT6000, I've got links down in the video description. Go and check it out. Thanks, GOOLOO, for sending us these good products. Now let's talk about how you can win the GT3000. Hey, let me film this. Quiet down there, buckwheat. Okay. So here's my GT3000, and I'm going to be giving this away to one of you. Now that I have the GT6000, and this is in perfect condition. I think you can see that I took pretty good care of it. This has... Dude. You know I'm trying to make a video. Sir. Sir. Can you give me a break? Thank you. So we're going to be doing a giveaway on the GT3000. Everything you see here, we're going to do the giveaway 1 month from today on this date on the screen. So all you got to do to get entered for the GT3000 is down in your comment of this video, put the word GOOLOO, G-O-O-L-O-O, all one word. We'll do the drawing 30 days from today, and then the following day I'll release a video showing who the winner was. Remember, I only announce the winner in a video. If you get any kind of contact from your comment saying that you've won, it's not me. Even if it looks like it's from me, has my logo, they steal my logo, it's not me. You have to come watch the video. So in 30 days on this date, we'll do the drawing, and then the following day, I'll release the video with the winner. Continental US only, just because of shipping purposes, especially when I'm shipping lithium batteries. It becomes a whole thing. So good luck with the drawing. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, now this is a weird one. I just got an email that was sent through my website from someone named Joanne Knight. Says they noticed that I've parked my converted ambulance at the Monarch Town Center and that is prohibited for overnight parking and residing in vehicles, and possibly I missed the signage when I pulled in. Parking overnight is not permitted. We ask that you please relocate your vehicle immediately to avoid any enforcement action, including towing. As a friendly suggestion for future travels, it's always a good idea to double check posted property restrictions before setting up temporary residence. I have no idea. I just did a Google Monarch Town Center. The only thing I can find that's called that is in Florida. I'm in Arizona right now, coming from Utah. I just sent her a reply saying, I don't know what you're talking about. How would this person have even determined that it's, even if it was me, how would they track me down? Maybe it's someone in an ambulance that has a Campulance Man sticker of mine on their rig. But this is bizarre. Very, very strange. Very strange. I guess this is all part of the YouTube life. Very strange. Sorry, Joannie. How do you pronounce that name? Joni, right? Joni Knight. Joni, you are way off base, young lady. I'm sorry. Maybe you should check your info before you send off a message like this. What a way to end my day. I was just getting ready to get in bed and I saw this.
Well, I just saw this in my email this morning. She apologized that she must have mistaken a vehicle on my property for your rig. Safe travels. I still am just, this is so weird. It's got to be that somebody must have had their rig with a Campulance Man sticker on it. That's the only thing I can think of. So if one of you watching the video has parked at the, what is this, the Monarch Town Center, I would suggest keeping your eyes out for Joni Knight, because she's out for you. She doesn't want you there.
Okay. Hold on, puppy. I gotta record my excitement with this. Share what I've done here. So whenever I put the camera out to capture a time lapse for sunrise or sunset, it's limited by how long the battery lasts. So it takes what it's doing is taking a picture I have it set to every 5 seconds. So it takes a shot every 5 seconds, and then when you string all those together, you get that nice time lapse. So it's always limited by the battery, the length of time that the battery lasts. So I was fiddling around in my junk drawer, and I found this battery. This is from, I think I actually have a clip that I recorded when I dug this out. So I'll see if I can find that. But if not, I'll explain it again here. The company I used to work for, we got all of our shipping supplies from Uline. You know, boxes, tape, and all kinds of stuff. And when you bought a certain amount, dollar amount, you got to choose from a catalog of free swag, gifts that they would send you. And what I used to do is, my guy that I had doing all of that ordering, when it was time to pick out the gifts that we were going to get, he would come to me and we'd go through the catalog and we'd pick out different things. And then at every Christmas, every holiday season, we would have a big meal for all of the employees, and I would do a giveaway for the different pieces of gear that I had collected. So it ranged from like Bluetooth speakers camping tents, you know, all kinds of different stuff. And one of the things was like a cell phone charging kit, universal. It had a wireless puck, like that if your phone had wireless charging, you could lay it on there. It had a bunch of different things, and one of the things it had was this battery here. And you can see it's even branded Uline. Most of the stuff, like the tents and everything, they would be branded. You know, they'd be like a Coleman tent, and Uline would have their branding on there. So this battery came out of one of those kits that I may or may not have won during the raffle. I don't want to get into the details of that, but it's funny. We had this spare unused office that we would collect all this stuff up, and you know, over the period of a year leading up to the holiday season, and that room was just piled. I mean, I would have 100 different items to give away because I had a pretty big crew, and we would get all shifts to come in for this big meal that we would have and the raffle. So everybody, what did I do? Oh, I had a roll of tickets, you know, the little tear off like carnival tickets, and everybody got a ticket, so they got a number. And then I would pick out, I'd say, okay, for this giveaway is going to be, you know, this wireless charging kit. And it goes to number, and I would have different people come up and they would reach into this little bucket that I had. That's right, with all of the other end of the tickets. It was a 2-stub ticket system. You know, they got one half of it. We kept the other half that had the same number. So somebody would reach in and they'd pull it out, number 7, and they would win that item, you know. And we had a lot of fun doing that. So that's where this came from. But I never used it for anything, this battery. I remember I gave the kit to Dalen because she had a phone that could do the wireless charging, and that kit had that wireless charging puck. So this battery has just been riding around with me. I mean, probably for it's been in the rig the whole time, you know, 6 years plus. I had it for probably 4 years, probably 10 years I've had this battery. Never been used for anything. So I dug it out the other day, and I'm like, there's got to be a use for this. Maybe extending the battery length of one of my cameras, like when I go on a dirt bike ride and I'm riding for an hour. Obviously, the batteries in the action cams, they last about, if it's a good new healthy battery, it will last for, let's say, 25 or 30 minutes, and I'm just going off the top of my head here. And I have multiple batteries, so I can stop and switch the battery. The problem with that is the batteries die always. You don't know it, right? And then some awesome thing happens when we're riding, and then I come to find out that the camera had shut off 15 minutes earlier, but I didn't know it. So this morning, I wanted to do a sunrise time lapse, and I said, let me try plugging this thing in and see what happens. Well, it's been up there on the roof for 3 hours. And the battery is showing 100% on the camera. And it's still going right now. It's still taking shots every 5 seconds. I can't believe this. It works. It works. I mean, this would have died quite a long time ago. There's many times when I go up to get the camera and it's just barely, you know, I click to bring the screen alive, and it's like at 2%, and it'll have a warning in red across the top, you know, battery low, it's about to shut down. Most of the time it already has shut down. So this morning I just crawled up there and I woke it up and it said 100%, and I'm like, what? So score. So I need like 20 of these. No, I'm just kidding. You know, in this case, obviously, this is up on the roof, so I can just lay this next to it. So the challenge would be when I have a camera attached to, like, the handlebars or the helmet of the bike, figuring out a way to attach an extend battery like this. And I'm sure there's kits. My best action camera is this DJI Osmo Action 2. So it's getting old. I think they're up to version 5 now. And so the accessories for this version of camera, they're not, like all the new accessories don't work on this version because it's just too too long in the tooth. It's too old. So I'm gonna turn this off, shut the camera down. Beautiful. So this battery that's in the camera, let me start it back up, and it says 100%. Absolutely cool. I am so happy that that worked.
So we're gonna jump on the bike and head back over to camp, and just to make sure we don't get caught in any of this rain. I think that's a good idea. What do you think? You want to go back over to the rig and get some breakfast? You want to get some dinner? Yeah, he's fine. He's leashed. You want to go get some dinner? Huh? You want to go get some dinners? Let's see if we can... Whoa, almost fell over. So this is something that I do periodically, and this is the reason why I left this entranceway. This is our front hall entranceway. I left it the original flooring, which is a... this is like a... I know what this is because we used to have a product similar to this. It's plywood that has a coating applied to one side of it, or maybe both. Usually the underside is a smooth coating, and then the top side will be something like this diamond plate here. The company I worked for, insert name here, we produced produced tool storage units like toolboxes, ladder racks, all of these tool storage solutions for vans, for like the cable guy or the phone install guy. So when one of those dudes would pull up with their van and open the doors, and they'd have all these toolboxes and sliding things and flip down shelves, that's what we produced and sold. Very high end, all aluminum construction. And we had a wood material that our shelves were made out of that was similar to this. The finish, ours was black, and it had a pattern in it. And then the underside of the wood was a black finish, but smoother. So it gives it some grip, so stuff wasn't sliding all over the place on the shelves. But anyways, the reason I clicked on the camera is just to explain why we left this part of the floor uncarpeted. Because this is our entranceway, and it does get quite mucked up with stuff that stuck to your shoes, to Lefty's paws. And so having this easy... so having this easy to clean, you know, it's just, this is my Kabam super cleaner here. Awesome cleaner. If you haven't bought some yet and tried it out, go get some. And one of you sent me a message saying you'd got some, and you were looking at they had mixing instructions, recommended dilution settings, recommended dilution equations for different types of cleaning. And I never looked at any of that. I just always got the stuff, and I put in about this much cleaning liquid, and then the rest is water, and I use it for everything. But the person that messaged me was like, holy smokes, there's like 50 different dilution equations. It says, for this kind of material, use 10 to 1. For this, use 12 to 1. For this, use 18 to 1. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really do all that. I just kind of mix it up. I go by the color. And like when this starts getting low, I'll just add more water. And I'll do that a couple of times as this gets low, because even diluted, you know, the original amount, it super cleans. And I dilute it again, and I dilute it again, because I don't feel like getting out the cleaner and adding more cleaner. And even like super diluted, it still cleans pretty much everything I need it to clean. Not pretty much, it does clean everything I need it to clean. I think my stove looks probably close to brand new when I clean it with this stuff. You know, it'll have splatters from frying ground beef and all that, and look pretty gnarly. And then when I'm done, it looks brand new. This stuff just strips away all the grease, and yeah, I've never had it affect the material I'm cleaning. Like, I've never had it remove paint, or I've never had it stain aluminum, anything like that. There are some cleaners that can stain aluminum. If the cleaner is applied and sits on the aluminum, it can actually leave, like, they look like water spots, and it's actually staining the aluminum. Not a dark colored stain, but like, well, you know what I mean. If you've seen it before, it can discolor aluminum. Certain cleaners can. As far as those of you that have questions on how to dilute it, honestly, I just wing it, and I go by the color. And like I said, when this gets a little bit lower, I'll just add more water and start again without adding more cleaner, and it'll still work just fine. Oh, so we are on a detour. We were on our way, just our normal route into town, and we got up to the first turn. Do you mind being on camera, Mars?
I don't care.
Okay. And then there's Bobby, the mysterious Bobby that doesn't like being on camera. So we got up to the first turn, and we're greeted with road closed, signage. So they're doing something.
They might be putting down asphalt. That would be way cool.
Oh my gosh. Don't
Well,
jinx.
about time,
Could you
wouldn't you
imagine? Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
I would think that the yurt company would be contributing some of the money into that. Yeah, the area has become, for better or worse, it's become more commercialized, the area that we camp. And the biggest downside to it, I don't know if you guys would agree, is the road going in.
Suck it.
Yeah, suck it. At least for my rig, these kind of washboards here, I would be crawling. You know, Bobby's truck,
I might.
he aired his tires down to what, 40?
42.
42. Come on.
When we come back,
Normal 70,
we'll have to
80.
stop and look and see if it's.
Oh yeah, if they paved that road, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
It's
So
hard to find a place now to park. If they pave it, it'll be overrun.
well, that's the downside to it. If they make it so super accessible, wow, a miniature Grand.
It's way bad.
That's it, man. That's
Wow, let's stop real fast. Holy
We're in the
smokes.
middle of the road and there's a vehicle
it.
coming.
Can he get through over there? Is he?
No. He's waiting on you, I think. Just go ahead, Bobby. Don't.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Oh. You not in four-wheel drive? No? Don't need it. Don't go off the edge, please. I get really nervous.
Nervous?
Yeah, nervous. Hold on. I'm gonna step out because this is incredible.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah.
This guy might be spinning. Wow, this is like a little miniature Grand Canyon right here we just stumbled upon. Holy smokes. And I'm kicking myself in the butt for not like having the drone with me at all times. I guess I might want to think about always carrying it with me when I'm in areas like this, because you never know what you're going to come up with. But this is incredible looking. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is just like the Grand Canyon, just on a smaller scale. A much smaller scale, but this is something to see. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay, these guys are waiting on me to get over my oogling and ogling. Alright, sorry. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I was just telling the folks that I should get in the habit of, in areas like this, always carrying all my camera gear with me, you know? Just in case you come across something like this.
Oh, yeah.
Zowie. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh.
You wouldn't believe I just put shocks on it, would you?
Oh,
Yeah, it's the washboarding. It's, yeah, my truck I would have to be literally going over these washboards one at a time, like bloomp, bloomp.
Ah, here we go.
Woo! Oh, this is steep.
way steep.
I got to have.
Oh, there's some commercialization going on down there. There's like a lodge and...
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 Bobby.
It ain't gonna harm it. It ain't gonna
No, it's not. This is too steep.
And getting steeper.
Let's not play around, man. I don't want to have a problem. I get too nervous. Unbelievable. This is crazy that we just stumbled on this. All because of the road construction, which made us go in a different direction. And this road we're on is really steep. You saw that his parking brake wasn't holding us.
In park, it wasn't holding it.
Oh, in park?
And the brake.
Park and the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is steep. This is steep. Did you just
I
make
just
my
had-
chair tilt forward?
No, we're going downhill.
Well, I know, but it's like all of a sudden
we're going downhill.
Just because everybody thinks you're... I won't go there.
They don't live nowhere else.
So can you believe that they're sending all people on this detour?
Yeah.
How many Honda Civics are going off the side of this thing?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Goodness gracious.
Looks like it, maybe.
Yeah, this is very, very steep.
It was
Yeah.
really fun on the moto, though.
First
Tell you
gear. You got it in four-wheel drive.
I put it in four-wheel drive, but
Four
the hubs
low.
ain't locked. No,
Oh.
four high. But when you put it in four-wheel,
Yeah.
and the hub's not.
Yeah.
The back is now positive traction.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I can lock the hubs.
But if you lock the hubs,
it's the same thing.
We're
But right now
almost
the
in the-
front wheels are floating. They're not pulling. They're not.
so
engaged.
you just locked them electronically?
I
It's not like the old days where you had to get out and turn the thing?
Yeah. Well, it's in four-wheel drive, but the front axle's not locked.
Okay.
I got to get out and turn it.
Oh,
But-
so you do
but-
still have to manually do that.
Now,
Cotton trees.
Now
at
the
these
rear
trees.
end is
Cotton
positive
trees.
traction.
That means we're
Okay.
at the bottom.
The rear end is positive traction.
Gotcha.
That's what makes it.
Watch it. Yeah, this is interesting to see these trees down here. Oh, there's fresh running water. Holy cripes.
We're here.
I gotta bring Lefty down here. No camping, no overnight parking.
No dogs.
Oh, shut up.
No white
No
dogs.
swimming.
No.
No water intrusion. No bucketing.
Which way, Mark?
That's dead end.
We want to go down the dead end.
So,
But I bet that is
take a
pretty
left
down
here.
there.
Oh my gosh. And we're leaving this place tomorrow. I'm gonna kick myself in the butt for leaving
Private
here.
property. This is private.
Look
There's
at
no
this.
water coming through.
Yeah, there's water.
It is, yeah, that's a
We're in the valley, and
That's
they
a
got that
crick.
antenna. They got the TV antenna up, like they're gonna catch something. We're in the freaking
Oh
valley.
yeah. They sure do. They're picking up all the channels down here. What a cute little neighborhood though. Holy smokes. These people are so lucky whether they know it or not. Unbelievable. Water running right down the road.
Grass. It's the
So
first grass
lucky.
I've seen in months.
These little houses, I bet you they what, $250,000?
Turn left.
Easily. Wow. These people are so fortunate. Unbelievable.
I didn't lock the door.
So, Bobby, you're on camera right now. Doc, you're on camera.
Right on. Be sure to leave a comment. Hit that like button. We appreciate, the
I
algorithm
love this guy.
appreciates it.
So, big viewer of the channel. happens to be a chiropractor here in the area that we're camped in the St. George, Utah area. And that's my innards right there. He just x-rayed me. So we're about to check it out and see what's wrong with me, right? And y'all know David, and there's the mysterious Bobby hanging out over there. So I'll put Doc's info up on the screen in case you ever need some chiropractic work when you're in the area, and he'd be happy to help you out.
Happy to help.
Yes.
Yeah, sir. We need to discuss what happened to my cabinet door when we were gone to St. George this morning. Do you know what happened? Sir? Oh, he was guilty puppy when we got back. There was a bunch of debris right down here, you know, pieces of the wood. So he had this door pulled open, and I've got double. Didn't I thought I put 2 magnets. I guess it's just one, but it's pretty, you know, it's pretty strong. That's a strong magnet. So he had to really get on there to get that thing open so that he could get the angle on it, throw some English on it so he could get around the side. And he munched my cabinet. Now y'all know I am not a woodworker, and this is about as good as it gets when it comes to David building wood cabinets. And this guy over here, I guess maybe you're throwing me a hint that my cabinet sucked and that it needs a replacement. Well, we've got big decisions to make, because if the cabinet goes, that means the sink is moving, and it's got to go right there where the air fryer is sitting. So just like everything else, that means that I have to change what's in that, because that's where the drain and the catch can would be, down underneath in that cabinet, because that's where all my important things are kept. I would need to build a cover for the sink because I do a lot of food prep. I mean, that's the permanent location of the coffee maker. So it's like a, what is it? It's like a rabbit hole. It's the butterfly effect is what it is. So it all starts from Lefty chewing on this, which means I need to move the cabinet, which means I got to move the sink to there, which means I got to figure out where I can put my coffee maker. The only other AC outlet I have on this countertop is way over yonder. So I would want to add one like right in this area, so I can have my coffee maker in the perfect morning location. Custom lid for over there, because for food prep, you know. Although I don't do a lot of food prep on that counter. So I do believe, I mean, it's doable. Anything is doable. You just have to figure out how to not burn your food. So I'm gonna have to let y'all go and finish up my dinners. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. That detour that we took, so what it turned out that they were doing to the main road, it's actually called Main Street, the one that was closed, they were putting down an enzyme, helps to keep the road from getting washboarded so bad. Whenever we visit that camp area, that stretch of road, Main Street, I dread traveling on it. It's long and straight and flat, so you'd think you could just rip it. But the washboards are so bad that I have to drive my rig like at 5 miles an hour and below. Something about, you know, my rig and the wheelbase and the old twin I-beam suspension, it'll actually, I swear, I think the front wheels get hopping off the ground sometimes, and I have to come to a dead stop and then start my slow move again. And they scrape them periodically to keep them flat.
but they come right back, you know. So when we saw that road was closed, you know, I was planning to leave, and now the way out was closed, and then the only way out was that detour that you saw us drive. And that detour, you saw it, Bobby's truck in park with the parking brake on was going so steep, the steepest road that I've ever been on. And now my only way out of there was to drive that detour. I tried looking online to see if I could find like the county maintenance department, the road maintenance department, and I did. I found them. It's Washington County, it's called. And I gave them a call. All I got was a voicemail. I left a message. But then they also had like a contact form on their website, which I filled out, and I said, hey, you know, this section of road is closed. I was planning on leaving here, and that detour road is way too aggressive for my vehicle, and I'm afraid I can't get out of here. And the gentleman replied back. He was the supervisor of the road maintenance department. Really nice. He replied back and he explained to me what they were doing, that they were putting that enzyme down, and that the road, I contacted him on a Monday, and he said that it's probably going to be finished Thursday, maybe Wednesday night, but most likely the road was going to be reopened on Friday. So on a Monday, he's telling me that the road is most likely not going to be reopened until Friday. And we were planning on leaving like Tuesday, the next day. So we're getting packed up and getting ready to go anyways, you know, because I had a lot of stuff to pack up. And a couple of folks that were camped nearby me came walking over, and they told me that, hey, we heard that you're getting ready to leave. They wanted my spot, basically, for some friends that were coming. But they said, you know, that detour road that's really steep and really rough? He goes, they just scraped it yesterday. So they got out the road graders, and they scraped that detour road. And I'm like, you're kidding. That is so great. Because here's what I had planned. You know, if I was going down that road, my 12,000 pound truck with those washboards, if I got hip hopping every time my back wheels go up in the air, I'm not braking because the wheels aren't in contact. So Bobby was going to follow me in his F-250 four-wheel drive with the 6.7, and he had a 30-foot strap, you know, one of the kind of flexible ones. So our idea was that he was going to follow me, and if I felt like I was getting in trouble, we were going to hook up that strap between his truck and mine, and he was going to be behind me and help brake me going down that road. Because not only was it steep and washboarded, but it had turns. And you know, my rig, you know, this old transmission, even in first gear, it still will run away because the transmission doesn't have a low enough gear. The engine's got plenty of compression to provide the engine braking, but the transmission just doesn't have a low enough gear. So, but they scraped the road, which meant no washboarding, which meant I wasn't going to have the hopping problem, which meant, like, all my dreams, I couldn't believe that they went and scraped that. And I have to guess that I'm not the only person that contacted that road crew, because there were a lot of people camped up in there that had vehicles that I would have never taken down that detour road. So there were people that were basically now stuck up in that area for that week until they got that road back open. So I think that might be why it contributed to them getting out and scraping that detour to make it easier for people to get out of there. But a beautiful, I mean, oh my gosh, the scenery. So, you know, silver lining, we got to see just the most beautiful landscape down in there. It was absolutely amazing. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I do want to give you an update on AC. So he went through the second round of chemo treatment. They did the MRI, got the results back, The tumor shrank again, and brain swelling again has gone down. So good news there. They also, which I take this as good news, they moved him to a different room, a room that doesn't have the 24-hour camera surveillance. They're saying he doesn't need the 24-hour camera monitoring anymore. I'm taking that as good news, because they had him in a room where they were watching him 24 hours a day, and now he doesn't require that anymore, which I think that's really good news. So 2 treatments of chemo, both with positive results. I don't yet know the information on what the next step is, but I'll share that with you all as soon as I know. I want to continue to thank you all for the prayers and all of the thoughts. I keep seeing the comments, and it means a lot to me and to the whole family. So I really want to thank all of you for that. Everyone take care, be safe, and we'll see y'all again really soon.